So hello all and welcome. And in this video, I would like to address an interview I just came across between Destiny and his now future ex-wife, Malina, a Swedish national who is possibly now someone that has dual citizenship thanks to her marriage to Destiny. I'm not sure how long it takes to get citizenship if you marry an American. But I wouldn't be surprised if she's already got it. She's hanging out in Sweden right now with her new boy toy fembot, beta male, blue pill dude who wears a dress and is even more spindly than Destiny, if that's possible. So I wanted to address this video I came across because in this interview with Lex Friedman, and Lex Friedman does really good work, by the way, where he talks to Destiny and his at that time wife about their relationship, and he's trying to play out the details and get more information about their open marriage and how it works. Destiny's wife, Melina, proceeds to pretty much dominate almost the entirety of the interview, where she disrespects, dunks on, and completely and totally emasculates this dude in every way humanly, feasibly possible. Oh my God, it is hilarious, and it's also extremely sad. And the reason I'm doing these videos about Destiny and his breakup, besides the fact that this dude literally spent years going on podcasts of various sorts, acting the part of a relationship expert. Well, you know, if you want a relationship to work, you need to do this, that, blah, 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 blah. Besides that, I want to take a little air out of his sail so the people out there stop listening to this person, because he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about and he never did, is to wake you up to the bad lessons he's been spreading. This is a cautionary tale. It is educating. And yes, of course, I want it to be entertaining as well. And by the way, this guy has also spent years dunking on anybody who dared critique him. You couldn't say anything about his relationship with this guy attacking you like a rabid dog. He was so aggressive overtly to anybody that dared critique him and his open marriage. And it was really more about him spreading the, idea that this was a good idea in the first place that people had a problem with. And so that's why I'm making this video. I'm not making it for the sole purpose or just to dunk on this guy or kick a man when he's down, which is, by the way, one of the best ways to win a fight. Durr. But it's about teaching you guys about reality. And that people who have these failed relationships, who are essentially doing everything contrary to what all of our ancestors have done and the way they've done it for thousands of years, somebody who is destroying the fabric of Western civilization, then falling victim to the very lessons that he is spreading to you, that he is recommending, that he is living his life by, and by example telling you to follow, has now fallen victim to the very lessons that he himself is saying are great and wonderful, and it's just an awesome way to live, and everybody should try it, and it's also, yeah. It's so beautiful. I know some of you out there will be like, no, he didn't do that. Well, yeah, okay. He said it was great for him, but he also added the caveat that other people shouldn't try it because he's so great and so wonderful and so smart and so in control of his emotions and so detached from his emotions, and he wouldn't recommend it for anybody else, only for him. Meanwhile, he talks about how great and wonderful and awesome it is. Don't do drugs! Oh, did I just snort a line of cocaine? Don't do what I do. Do what I say. Well, that's why I'm making these videos, okay? This disingenuous cuckboy going around essentially teaching these horrible lessons to people. Somebody needs to counter them, and that somebody is me. So let's get to this interview and the laugh fest that it will be. Okay.
One interesting aspect of your relationship is you're in an open relationship. What's that like? From a game theoretic simulation perspective, well,
Game theoretic simulation perspective. What the hell is this guy? Data? What the hell is he talking about? Game theoretics. Okay, whatever.
went into that calculation. And like, how does that,
Like how that started, or
yeah, how did that start? Sure.
the
By the way, I've noticed this a lot with people like Destiny who tend to overthink things. And the guy overthinks things a lot, right? And by the way, he is not some analytical Superman. Far from it. He thinks and does it badly. It's that they tend to end up making all the wrong choices, which you would think wouldn't be the case when they do so much thinking. Think about this. You momos out there that are this guy's fans. This guy is supposedly well known for being some kind of, analytical, debate me, bro, individual. He overthinks everything. He's thinking all the time. He's supposedly so good at thinking, critical thinking, analysis, logic. How does he get it so wrong? How does this guy, who supposedly has all the answers, who's going to sit there and tell you, if you're in a relationship, you need to do this, you need to do that. He's saying these very words. This child, who is in a state of arrested development, sitting around playing video games 16 hours a day, streaming 100 hours a week, not interacting with other humans, doesn't know how the real world works, not really, does all this thinking, and he gets all the fundamentals of life wrong, but you people out there still listen to him. What's wrong with you? Stop giving fools your money. I'm just speaking generally there. I'm not addressing any specific individual. You shouldn't give fools your money. I'm not calling anybody a fool. I'm just saying that's a general rule. Don't give fools money. Anyway, let's continue.
only relationships I've ever done has been open relationships since I was like in high school, because I didn't really understand like why wouldn't you be able to like do other things with other people, but then just like have your main partner basically.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, that's a very privileged thing. She's from Sweden, by the way. And I think that Destiny went to meet her and steal her away from her former cuck boyfriend, who was also a spindly, pathetic soy boy. She likes to be with weak guys like that so she can control them. She wants to bang the Chads and Tyrones. She likes Chads and Tyrones and big black dudes and big everything dudes too. But she doesn't want to be in a long-term relationship with them because they tend to, have more options and more self-esteem. And they might actually be real men and set boundaries. And she don't like that. So nobody's going to tell her what to do. Certainly not Destiny. Yeah, I don't see why I shouldn't be able to step out and sleep with other guys. Yeah, okay. Yeah. If you don't see why not, I don't think I could explain it to you, honey.
So what is an open relationship, generally speaking? That means you have one main
like a
partner?
non-monogamous relationship. Like you're somehow allowed, like in different ways, you can see other people sexually.
Sexually, but like there's one main
Yeah, or it doesn't
station.
have to be there for some people, but
Of course she wants it. She just told him right there. My main partner. Destiny's supposedly so smart, but he doesn't seem to understand that he's just this beta bucks deluxe dude that's there to pay the bills. I mean, she just literally said, I mean, look at Destiny. He looks... The look on this kid's face says it all. He looks miserable. He looks so miserable. Look at him. No self-respect at all. No wonder she left him. I mean, I want to say that word. Gotta watch the algorithm. She's 304. She's, has no morals. And, she's a moral relativist. Yeah. Nietzschean lover. Satanist. She, horrible human being, certainly, but look at this dude. The beard, it's not trimmed. Not trimmed. At all. Could use a haircut. You could say, well, you ain't shaved your face. I've been on vacation. I've actually been on vacation. So, yeah, I shave every day. This is just me taking a break from the race of people. So don't say I'm no hypocrite, okay? I got to work, I shave. All right? I just happen to be on vacation right now. I need a break from the, the stroke and the razor. And it's just, take a little break from that. But look at him. The shirt, what is that? I don't even know what that is on that shirt. It's a kid's shirt. His arms. I don't see veins. You see veins? When was the last time this guy lifted anything other than a hot dog to his mouth? I mean, I know he likes the dogs. I know he likes the... Yeah, okay.
Like, I think it's probably easier, and we probably don't really have time or the energy for, like, more than... like one person to like really like.
What about like emotional?
You don't have the time for more than one person. What are you talking about? You're banging other dudes left and right. What? Okay.
It's really complicated. There's a lot of complicated stuff going on under the hood there.
Yeah. Then you shouldn't be dealing with it because you're not good with complicated. You're not good at all with complicated. You're good at taking simple stuff and making it sound complicated. You're good at muddying the waters. You're good at obfuscation. You're good at stating the obvious in a way that is more difficult to understand than it should be, which is actually the exact opposite of what an intelligent person should be able to do. But complicated? No, you're not good with complicated, my friend. Yammer. You talk a lot, and then when it comes to actual practice and living your life, you're a disaster.
Yeah. I think broadly speaking, you've got like polyamorous relationships and you've got like open relationships where...
Here we go. Exactly what I was talking about.
Polyamorous is like, oh, I've got like 3 different girlfriends and we all hang out or sometimes even live together, or 3 boyfriends, whatever. And then you've got like open relationships, which is like, oh, like you can basically hook up with other people. And then you've got like your main relationship and that's it. I think ours is probably somewhere in the middle of that, to where like we've got like long-term friends. Some of them we hook up with, and that's kind of how we,
we're so edgy. We're somewhere in the middle of that, right in that line of moderation and temperance as we step outside the boundaries of marriage and bang other people.
Delicate dance that explodes every 6 months on itself.
So it does explode. You guys fight over it?
We fight over some things, yeah. Things happen, yeah.
I think it's mostly because a lot of people can't handle it,
but we can. There's the same song and dance he does. A lot of people can't handle it, but we can handle it. Apparently not.
They agree to something and then they realize that we're way too cool.
Wait a second. By the way, I just noticed something. I'm looking at her hands are visible on the table. Excuse me. Her hands are in sight. I can see every finger. Where's the wedding ring? There's no wedding ring. What the hell? Right, she's a feminist. It's a slave bond! That circlet is symbolic of slavery to my man!
And then they get really obsessed and they think that they can like get in there, and then it gets really dramatic.
Have you figured it out? Like, it seems like
they ain't figured nothing out. They're funny. I love it. This is another thing. I love when Destiny, with his copium, he goes on all these podcasts and people talk about, his relationship being so odd. And they think it'll fail. And he's like, oh, well, what about monogamous marriages? They fail 50% of the time. Yeah, while poly relationships fail 97, 98% of the time. That's a lot more! He doesn't address that, though.
I feel like they figure out things more and more, like when it comes to like what's a good person.
Why do you follow this guy? I don't get it. I've watched some of his content. I don't understand why anybody... I don't know. Is it just a bunch of like simpy, nerdy dudes that watch this guy at, he makes them feel all puffed up. Goes, oh, look at him. He's a weak, spineless soy boy, but he's owning all of these Chad dudes that used to beat me up in high school. Yeah, I think that's it.
Person for us to hang out and what's not a good person for us to hang out with, or like I probably have more opinions on like who he hangs out with because he likes the fucking psychos.
What? He likes the effing psychos. Wow. So just dunked on him big time. He likes psychos. Well, he's with you, so.
Yeah, so you like to surround.
He likes the not like the crazy ones, like the baby trap sort of women. That's
Yeah.
the ones, and
So
I
the
don't like
crazier-
that.
Look at the look on his face. She is emasculating this guy. She's putting down her husband. She's making fun of him. Look at his face. He doesn't appreciate it. But he doesn't stand up for himself with his uncombed hair. I mean, dude, you can at least make an effort, right? Your wife makes an effort with a face that might have had some. She might have had some work done. She might have had some work done. I don't know. I've seen a video of her pre-Destiny. They look very different. Now, maybe it's just makeup. Maybe she was more all natural when she lived in Sweden. You know, kind of doubt it. But I don't know. Well, I'll have to. We'll get to that when I see that video and maybe do a review on that. But she seems to be enjoying dunking on her husband. Yeah.
Because that affects me.
That affects.
And of course, that's all you care about. We know that, honey. You care about you, and that's pretty much it.
Your game theoretic
Yeah,
calculation.
obviously, yeah.
Right. You like to surround yourself, like in general, you've talked about, with crazy people.
Yeah. He likes familiar surroundings, maybe. Maybe he likes to feel like, he's the sanest guy in the room. I don't know. I get the sense from this guy, he's got a major inferiority complex. So maybe he likes to be around people who are less mentally stable than him to make himself feel more normal. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here.
Say crazy, and I really shouldn't.
It's a
just
humorous
more,
way.
It's like, yeah,
They're
it's
very unstable.
can be unstable.
Yeah.
Pot, kettle, black, sweetheart. Anybody think this broad is stable? Or mentally balanced?
But people that are very unique. Like when I meet this person, that's like,
Not boring.
yeah, not boring. Yeah.
And you said that you're progressively becoming not boring yourself.
No, I think I'm pretty stable. I don't let them affect me much, but
Does anybody out there think this guy is stable? I don't see Destiny as a stable human being. I think he has numerous mental problems. He's got numerous issues. At the very least, some personality disorders, which I'm not really going to get into. But this guy definitely has issues. You would think, with that supposedly analytical brain, with those multiple hamsters running 24/7, that he'd be able to figure out these issues and solve his problems. But no. But you people out there trust him to help you live your lives.
So you don't think they affect your...
no. If I've said that, I've said it jokingly. I think I've got my stuff like really well figured out. It's what allows.
Oh my God, this has aged so badly. You've got your stuff really well figured out. Look at her face. That's like a perfect place to stop. That micro expression right there. She's like, nah, you ain't got shit figured out, pal. I'm just using you for your cashola, and I'm going to leave you and get prizes. Wouldn't it be hilarious if she got half his money? Of course, she's not getting half his money. Maybe she will. I don't know. I think she might get half that he made while he was married to her, which could be quite a lot. I don't know if he has endorsements and such, but he's probably worth a few $1 million, this grifter here. So yeah. Ay. But unbelievable to me. He thinks he's got his stuff well together. Oh my God. This dude was paying the rent of the guy that she ultimately left him for. How's that for having your stuff together? A dude in a dress! And he was paying that dude's rent for months. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, you're real well put together, Destiny. Do not listen to this guy ever about relationships. Never, ever.
Allows me to engage with people like this so easily because I can engage, I can make them feel seen and heard, and then if it gets insane, I can cut off and I can be chill. Like very few things affect me in the long term.
You guys...
Yeah, very few things affect him in the long term. Yeah, this guy, he's full of crap. This guy is a walking bundle of anger. If you've ever seen this guy, he's like ready to explode at any time. He's like a coiled spring. of rage. Mostly against his parents, it seems, that he sublimates. Oh, and other people are surrogates for that rage, which he expresses quite often, I think. Yeah.
Experience jealousy.
Usually, like whenever I feel like he's not spending the amount of time that I'm asking for, and he spends it on his video games or his stream, or like he sees someone else like more than he sees me or something like that, that would like not be good, because then it affects like our relationship.
Well, you opened the marriage, honey. He didn't want to open marriage. You're the one that made that, a requirement of the marriage. You don't like him seeing other people. You know how to solve that, right? You close the marriage. Then I wouldn't be able to get strange. Well, there you go. I find it amusing. Wow. She's complaining that he's spending too much time with other people. But she's the one that opened the marriage. No accountability. Yeah.
Do you have a good sense of like, is it literally time or is it the energy put into the?
It's probably like if he's with me, that like the attention in the time, like when he hangs out with me, and then there's also probably the time. So if I feel like something else is distracting too much, like it could be work or it could be a friend or it could be anything. Like if I feel like it starts to take away from like me, then I'm having an issue with it. I don't think he really.
What the? Look at how she's referring to him like he's a child. She's in charge here, man. She wears the pants, the shirt, and the tie. This goofball with his disheveled hair and his greasy face, and he just looks like he's been awake for 3 days, and he looks like he's been wearing the same clothes for a week. Oh, God, how can any woman be with this guy, actually? Oh, well, he's got money, right? He's got money and a home that she could live in, and he's an American, and ooh, that green card, baby! Yeah, and he was even, again, paying the rent for her apartment in Sweden, that the dress-wearing other goofball beta male that she left him for was also living in it, and Destiny was paying the rent. Okay, yeah. But wow. Wow. Actually, can you blame her? This guy's such a pushover. Oh, it's like seeing a bag of money in the street. Well, I don't know. It's not mine. Should I grab it? Should I turn it into the police? I mean, he makes it so easy because he's such a pathetic pant load. Anyway, let's continue.
Cares much. I guess the only jealousy you experience is probably when you feel like
she's speaking for him. Oh my God! She's speaking for him, which she spends most of the interview doing. Wow. He's not allowed to talk. Not about the important stuff, it seems. Well, not about the stuff she doesn't want him to be talking about, right? Yeah.
if I get upset about him seeing someone too much, and then I go see someone more, and then he's like, why can't I go see my friend more, like as much as you? So like that's the sort of like thing that we're trying to navigate on, I guess.
By the way, if you don't know, she was allowed to bang whoever she wanted, but he was only allowed to bang if she was banging somebody else. Like if she wasn't involved with some other dude, he couldn't be involved with some other chick, even though their marriage is supposedly open. Yeah, he's got it together though, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think we are like diametrically opposed sometimes in terms of how we view like engagement with people or engagement with the world sometimes.
That's bad. Let me actually explain to you how relationships work and take this from a guy who's been interacting with, actual women longer than Destiny's been alive. Oh, yeah, and I've been in much longer relationships than this goofball. Let me explain it to you here, okay? Diametrically opposed in social situations doesn't work. Relationships are social, you idiot. You're diametrically opposed. The relationship's not going to work out, you idiot. You're an idiot. As Judge Judy would say. I love how she said that. But anyway, what the hell? Dude, opposites might attract. They might have some fun in the bedroom, but they don't work in long-term relationships. They don't. You'll have to have a lot of things in common. Hobbies, values, and virtues. I've made whole videos about this. Oh, but he thinks he knows better than somebody old enough to be his father. God forbid this goofball actually come across as somebody that doesn't have the answers. That doesn't have the answers. I can't have that. My audience thinks I'm a know-it-all because I put myself forth that way. Yeah.
So like on her end of the spectrum, like a perfect week for her might be like being in a cabin, watching like fireflies at night, going hiking every morning, going swimming at the beach, because it's like you're taking in like the grandeur of nature. You're like connected with yourself. You're like very at peace. Everything is like,
what a pampered life. Wouldn't you love to live a life like that where you just watch fireflies, walk on the beach, and swim at the lake? These people, what a privileged life she lives. Oh, but she's a diehard feminist and she believes she's oppressed. And this is the future, people. These are the people running things now, or will be. Oh my God.
like chill and cool. There's the wind, the feeling of nature, everything. That's like her peak living
I
experience.
like being present.
Yeah.
Just, like,
And like my
enjoy the
peak experiences are like people trying to destroy my life, like the challenge of like navigating a really complicated discussion.
He likes conflict. Not physical conflicts, because he's not equipped for that. He's a mealy mouse, little spindly weakling. And, you know, instead of being able to get in actual fights, you know, have some self-esteem, some self-respect, take care of himself, and be able to defend himself and his woman. Nah! I'm just gonna pose you online! Yeah. They're not mutually exclusive, you know, Destiny. You could be strong and fit and try to pwn people as well, but, you know, God forbid you get out of your gaming chair and, you know, run a few miles.
Like, you know, several different dramatic events unfolding that might end my career. Like these things are like I like the stress and the action and the entertainment and everything's like very cool for me. So
Yeah, I think it distracts him from self. I think all this stuff, by the way, this guy, he's been online since he was like 23. And he's online 16 hours a day looking for attention and validation and ego stroking and ego boosting because he's got such low self-esteem. This guy, he spends so much time online, he plays video games all fucking day, it's just to distract himself from self. This fellow has no self-awareness. As intelligent as he thinks he is not wise. He's not wise. Too many of you people out there conflate intelligence and wisdom. They're not the same. You have to know self before you can know others or understand the world. Have wisdom, period. This guy has no wisdom.
we're together, she generally wants me to be like more chill. But if I don't feel like I'm being like stimulated a lot, then it's easy for like my mind to wander or
To
like I'm on
wander
my
somewhere
phone
else or-
Yeah, he's got to distract himself from himself.
Yeah.
That's kind of the issue. Yeah. We have a very different way of like engaging with the
So how can you find happiness in the stillness?
I feel like if we're just like aware of it and we're trying our best, like whenever we're supposed to do this one thing. So let's say
I love these lefties. They think everything is a social construction and some kind of math problem that can be solved or just need to be solved. Well, you know, we're diametrically opposed and we're very, 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 very different people. But, you know, I think if we just, you know, get the right mind hack and the right relationship hack and apply it in the right way and get the correct alchemy and the right amount of this, the right amount of that, well, then it'll work. These are the same idiots that think the socialism could work. Well, it wasn't real socialism. Mouth-breathing morons. Oh, it hasn't worked over 100 times, but give it time. We'll find the right formula eventually. They think everything's a social construction and you can make anything work if you just figure out the right formulae. No. Not if it goes against objective reality itself and how the world works, and biological determinism, and evolutionary psychology, and all that wonderful stuff that he claims to know a lot about, but really knows jack shit about.
say that we want to go to New York and I'm like, we should just like go out and do this one specific thing. We try to find something that he enjoys doing. Like now that we're in Texas, we can go shooting or do something fun that he enjoys.
Whoa, who thinks that this weakling has ever shot a gun? Are you kidding me? If this goofball tried to shoot a gun, it would probably throw him back 30 feet. Get the... You know those movies? Where you shoot the guy and he like flies 20 feet because you shot him with a shotgun? And that never happens in real life. I think that would happen if this guy tried to shoot a shotgun. Boom! Ah! Flies back, whacks his head. Maybe that would help him. Get his brain working right.
Always then we can do it.
But I love how they have to work out what they're going to do because they have so little in common. I mean, just look at the two of them. I mean, granted, her looks are overrated, but it would be disingenuous to say she's not an attractive woman. Objectively speaking, she is. She's a good-looking broad. She's not great-looking, but she's a good-looking broad. She's above average, for sure. But and look at him. What is he, a 3? He's maybe a 3. Maybe. I mean, he's got the dad bod. He's pudgy, out of shape, argumentative. They're more disagreeable than most men, and most men can be pretty disagreeable. I don't know that I call him a man. He didn't take care of himself very well, and add that to the fact that they have very little in common. And look at their looks. Oh, but he's got money, right? That can elevate you. That's true. That can bring you up. And that can make things level out, right? Clearly, money is something she cares about a lot, more than looks. So, well, maybe not. Well, she just got with a guy that's more spindly and soyish than Destiny here. Wearing a dress. He's also better looking. So, I think looks matter to her. I think it's more the... well, I don't think she's averse to looks on a man, but she wants weak men that she can control. Right. And she can find a weak man that's malleable and that she can control, a project guy, like one that threatens to kill himself, for example, like this guy did. Then she would prefer that over him. Yeah.
And then I think like, just like for me also to be aware that like when he spends lots of time on crazy people, it's not because he like loves them or wants to be with them. It's just because he likes being like having his life destroyed. Like he's...
Wow! Let's hear that again.
Crazy people, it's not because he like loves them or wants to be with them. It's just because he likes being like having his life destroyed. Like he's...
Look at her laughing. She's making fun of her husband. Ladies, don't do this. Gentlemen, if a woman you're going out with makes fun of you, leave. Go. She doesn't respect you. She sure doesn't respect him.
Said, which I don't really do. It's just a completely different thing. So like for me to like understand more like how he's thinking.
By the way, I think it's just either because it makes him feel superior, which he loves, or maybe it makes him feel more secure, or maybe because maybe that security comes from a place of the fact that he's also got problems. I got him just spitballing here. Hey, hanging out and being around crazy people, as she calls them. He calls them unique, so she's insulting his friends as well. His choice of people that he likes to hang out with. She seems to have shown derision for pretty much everything he enjoys and likes to do. And his hobbies, and the people he likes to hang out with. Was there anything you like about him, honey? Well, we know what she likes about him, right? And look at Steven's face, Destiny's face. He's giving her a look like, if only I didn't like your pussy so much. Oh my God!
Because it's so different from mine, and for him to understand how I'm thinking about things and like what I prioritize in my life, I think that's like how we navigate. But I think it's good. I think the differences can be good. Like,
no, they're not. No, they can't be good. What are you talking about? You're an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about. You're a 23-year-old child. Shut up.
when we're finding a way, yeah.
Well, I think you're relatable.
You think they're relatable? What are you talking about, dude? You think they're relatable to who? The Munsters? What the hell are you talking about?
I'm more of a human.
No, I'm
You're
definitely
an AI.
very difficult to get along with. Like I always tell
Yeah, see? Very disagreeable. Yeah, you are very disagreeable, and you are difficult to get along with.
people
that like if you're dating me for like more than a few years, like you get like an award.
It's like
for
a
that.
war zone that you've
That's
survived.
what you said.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You're like a veteran. You get medals and stuff.
And
Well,
it's always like, I think there's probably been like 6 different, I don't think she says it anymore, but there are like 6 different times in our relationship where she's like, is it always like this? Is this actually real?
Yeah.
And like every
You
next year,
lied
it's
in the
like,
beginning about like you were lying about that. in the
well,
beginning.
it got
Wait,
more.
You were not.
Well-
You were like, no, it's just like right now I'm having a huge argument online about saying the N-word in private. And it's just gonna be like this, and I'm gonna be streaming 24 hours hours a day.
Yeah.
It's just there's.
And I'm like, when are you gonna come to bed? It's been a week.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah, he does, by the way. He'll stream like 100 hours a week. It's all for the attention and the validation of his fans. This guy is really very mentally unwell, okay? Very mentally unwell. And all you have to do is look at his life to see that, all right? He might have money, but he's definitely not happy. Look at him. Anybody think this guy is happy? Look at the way he presents himself. He's a slob. Happy people don't look like this. And look at his face. His wife's emasculating him constantly, making fun of his friends, making fun of his hobbies, complaining about everything he does. Jesus.
What was this?
Did playing League come into this?
a little bit, but
Oh,
I'm
yeah, it
clean.
does.
I'm clean of League like
Yeah.
6 months right now.
Yeah. What do you hate about League?
So he's an addictive personality as well. Well, he spends 16 hours a day online, playing games, talking to people online, getting their adoration. Yeah, he's definitely a junkie. And he was addicted to Harpoon as well.
I never
The
got.
humans.
Well, speaking of which, my
By the way, it's very amusing to me. He likes to bash like Red Pill and such and conflate it with incel and everything. This dude, I think that's just projection. All right? I think that's just like the guy that's actually secretly gay running around beating up gay people with a baseball bat, and committing hate crimes against gay people, but it's really because he secretly hates himself because he's gay. That's what I think this is. I think Destiny is actually the incel. All right? That's what I think. Okay? He's got that incel mentality. But then he finally got himself some poon and a decent-looking chick, and then he just went nuts. And thinking he knows everything, and he's just running around telling everybody how to live their life, and this is how you do a relationship. This is how a relationship should work. I'm watching him say this stuff, and it's like, oh my God. This is like, Forrest Gump tried to pass himself off as a doctor and give you medical advice. It's like, yo, man, don't listen to this guy, please.
participation in League involved on the robot side
Good.
because
That's an improvement.
because both with StarCraft 2 and League of Legends, because OpenAI and DeepMind both participate in creating bots in those.
I was a professional StarCraft 2 player, so I remember when the AI started to play. It's interesting.
He was a professional gamer. What I just said about the incel mindset and mentality, yeah.
The types of restrictions that you would have to put on like a gaming robot to make it like functional and not totally unfair to the other side. Yeah.
Yeah, to make it human-like. Yeah, was that interesting to you to see AI be able to play those video games?
I think in some ways people think things are more complicated than they actually are. And I think video games is one of those things where we're like, oh my God, there's like a million possibilities at every second and who knows? And it's like, no, there's like 3 or 4 things going on at any point in time. And I'm willing to bet that like an AI could probably solve some of these games like pretty easily, especially if there are no constraints on how they can learn. Yeah.
So that's it for that. So that's it for the Lex Friedman, Destiny, Melina interview and my take. What a nightmare. What a disaster this guy's life is. Look, if you want to figure out, understand, know, if somebody really knows what they're talking about, don't listen to what they say. Look at what they do. And look at the outcomes of their own life decisions. If you got some fat person telling you how to lose weight, you probably shouldn't take diet advice from them. Or life advice in general. They have a really bad track record in the decision-making department, yo. Anyway, let me know what you guys think of that interview. Is Destiny really the grand poobah of relationships? Does he know what he's talking about? Should we take his advice? Or even more so, should we follow his example that he tells us not to follow as he snorts that line of cocaine and then sees us watching him snort that line of cocaine and he says, don't you do that? Oh, should we follow his example? Which is actually what he wants. But he wanted plausible deniability, so he's like, no, I covered my ass. I told people, don't do that, because you probably can't handle it, because I'm the only person that's smart enough and evolved enough to really handle this kind of relationship, but you won't be able to handle it. Let me know what you think in the comment section, and please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you have not already, people. And I'm also on Alternative Tech. You will see at the top of the page my Patreon if you would like to contribute so I can keep pumping out that truth, baby. And follow me on all tech platforms. I am the realist philosopher on both. And that's it. I wish you all well and take care.